Hey boys, regular Elich pouring in. I had so many messages that they released something yesterday, but I haven't seen anything other than the people complaining about the price and another Chaos faction. Gotta be Chaos Dwarfs, no doubt. So we're gonna be checking it out today before we play some Volkmar. Total War blog. This one here. No, this one here. No. Welcome to the Forge of the Chaos Dwarfs inducing Astragot Ironhand. Is this the one, the only one? It does look like it's the only one. That was the last page, 2.4. Some random stuff here. And then this. It should be a video release here. They released a 20-minute video too. Cool.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit?
Hey Tormark, thanks. Thank you to Zalas and Daniel. Where are we at? Welcome to Forge of the Chaos Dwarfs inducing Astragot Ironhand. No idea who that is. Features and mechanics. There's a trailer here for 2 minutes. The only thing not that really that secret is out of the way. Did I not shut this bag? At long last, the missing puzzle piece of the Warhammer 3 experience you'll be all waiting for is on the way. So, and we can guarantee that once this lot have rocked up, things are never going to be the same. So, Chaos Dwarfs and Ogres are the DLC factions with the Champions of Chaos. Makes you wonder if finally now after this, will they start releasing proper reworks for the factions that more people care about than this all this new Chaos stuff? We can finally confirm that Forge of the Chaos Dwarfs will be arriving in Total Warhammer 3 as a part of update 3.0. 3.0, boys. That's the miracle patch. On April 13th. Damn, that's like a month away. Holy shit, a whole month away. I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been April 27th, right? You can pre-order Forge of Chaos Dwarfs here, and if you do so before release, you can grab 10% off the launch price. So it's 25 euros on Steam. 25 euros. Which makes it the most expensive DLC seems like the most expensive DLC for Total War yet. In April 2023, 4 weeks. I will check this one a little bit more. So let's see the trailer. 2 minutes 14 seconds.
Forsaken, abandoned to the dark. What choice but to follow the flame? The fire to tear down the old ways, burning away all fear, doubt, and weakness.
I like this new narrator.
Nothing remains but power and ambition. This roaring fire will always demand more. More fuel. More sacrifice. The fiercest heat to forge the hardest steel. Destiny. Rising from within the crucible. To seize the world with this fire is to see it burn first.
Definitely looks like I lost a lot of awesome stuff. A lot of awesome stuff. Getting a little bit Lord of the Rings vibes when all those stuffs were moving and those sounds will be made before that thing roared. The new ways are the best. Chaos Dwarfs, huh? Looks like they're gonna get a tier 5 unit before the actual Dwarfs. I'm watching the Isengard scene on stream. The new narrator is pretty cool as well. Hello, tanks. We always keep a close eye on our official feedback channels to ensure Warhammer 3 is heading in the right direction. So please use the links below to make your voice heard on everything Total War. Hear that, boys? This is where you complain. Today we kick off a series of deep... don't do Kekwi, that's not the word Kekwi. Koskis, you're just a hater. Today we kick off a series of deep dives into the upcoming troublesome trio with a closer look at the Astragot Iron Hand, but before we get stuck in, we got a quick update on our DLC plans. Legendary characters. Forge of the Chaos Dwarfs includes 3 ferocious and foul legend lords: Astragot Ironhand, High Priest of Ashut; Drazoat the Ashen, Sorcerer Prophet of Ashut; and Zatan the Black, Commander of the Tower of Zharr. They are joined by the one and only legendary Hobgoblin hero himself, Gordus Backstabber. We get 3 Legend Lords. This is usually campaign packs. We used to have 4 Legend Lords, but this time 3. And there's a legendary Hobgoblin hero himself, Gordus Backstabber. Now, guys, I don't want to be negative, but this immediately screams Gotrek in my head. We're gonna get some Hobgoblin, Mambo Jumbo, Jibber Jabber, nobody ever heard of. And he's gonna have skill tree, items, whatever, and then Gotrek will still be a legendary hero wizard of the dwarves. They don't even have any items, trait, or the skill tree. I don't want to be negative, but this all screams in my head. This maniacal group intend to construct the great drill of Hashut, with which they will burrow through the very fabric of reality itself to conquer both the known world and perhaps also far more. Releasing 3 Legendary Lords with an additional Legendary Hero is new for us and is the path we'll be following for future releases. You told us you wanted more Legendary Heroes, and we agree. These new heroes can be recruited and used by all of the lords in any given pack, offering up a lot more playstyle flexibility than before. In the case of Gordus, his appearance improves hobgoblins across the board, allowing more players to tap into his amazingly quick wolf cavalry. In the first of a series of deep dives into this upcoming troublesome trio, you can read about Astergod and Gordus below. So Astergod Ironhead is that guy that has the walker thing, yeah. Nice hat. Nice hat. Looks like some kind of fantasy fascist style. Astergod Ironhead, he's the high priest of Ashut. Astergod Ironhead is the oldest living sorcerer prophet of the Chaos Dwarfs, the high priest of Ashut, and once the most potent sorcerer to walk the plane of Zharr. Astergod's waning powers are a result of a prolonged purification, leaving him bound to a mechanical device that grants him movement. As a lore thing with purification, huh? Astergod takes his place on the battlefield as an armored caster with a mixed spell lore, fire and Hashut. So there's gonna be a lot of fire and Hashut and dwarves. Able to cover plenty of ground at a respectable speed and hold his own up close against enemy combatants. Almost looks like another unit of Savage Orcs. Maybe they're just Black Orcs without armor. But on the campaign side of things, this High Priest has a few more tricks up his metal sleeves. Excelling in the Tower of Zharr, but generally more conclave influence than any other Dawi Zharr, all of which makes him all the tougher to usurp. And we got some Gordus Backstabber guy. I did mention is gonna be the legendary hero, huh? Looks like a Goblin Big Boss. Having outlived most of his fellow tribal leaders, Gordus Backstabber's naturally distrustful position and lashings of cunning grant him an enduring talent for survival. With thick scars crisscrossing his shoulders, Gordus' luck carries him far on the battlefield. Focused on melee combat, this sneaky fella works his way behind enemy lines, either on foot or mounted atop a giant wolf for faster movement. It looks like a Goblin Big Boss. This looks like a Hellcannon Chaos model dwarf. Nothing new here. Gameplay-wise, Gordus Backstabber is a force to be reckoned with, adding some serious versatility to hobgoblin armies. His presence in the army grants incredibly powerful buffs and stat bonuses. Incredibly powerful. I'm looking forward to see what this new incredibly powerful level of power is CA with this thing. It has some extremely handy skills. It can keep ammunition flowing with Shoot M and enable a vanguard deployment for all hobgoblins with Sneaky. And if stealth isn't your style, Get the Git summons a band of hobgoblin cutthroats to command. Whether a Gordus Backstabber is nestled in among your army or breaking off from the pack to cover ground with a lesser generic lord of the Dawi Zharr, he's an available asset. We got some campaign stuff here. And still the old resolutions, huh? Labor economy. This looks like a little bit more depth from the Dark Elf slave stuff that was back in the game. That was removed from the game and they added it to the old interface. Labor economy. Man, look at this bar. That bar is long. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times longer than the Lisbon bar. I mean, guys, as this is turned on, okay. Like, we go to a Lisbon campaign. Like, let's say, the greatest living wizard of them all, the Grand Pepe. Let it load. I mean, look at this bar, man.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
God. Have Have you seen that shit? Holy shit!
Hey, Big Dog, good morning, thanks. Well, looks like they must have put a lot of time into this. As they put next to no time in fixing Lizardman over the last 6 years.
Oh my god!
And Glor
Have you
Snakes.
seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
This used to be like €7 difference, Archmagan 7. I mean, if you look at the Lizardman here, this is their bar. This is, you know, the special goodiness stuff. Mechanics and special resources and stuff. This is Hexoatl. And this is the next campaign pack. So, you know, obviously I care about the new factions and campaigns and stuff, but I care more than anything about this. About everybody gets a little bit. Not one gets faction gets everything. So I'm looking more forward to the Lizardman rework than I'm looking forward to the Chaos Dwarfs, to be honest. Economy and labor. No trying faction in Warhammer 3 is complete without a robust economy to fund their infernal war machine. The Zharr are not different. The Chaos Dwarfs need laborers, and they can acquire them by besting their foes in battle or via the economy mechanic, which we will have more detail about in the third part of this series in a couple of weeks. Economy mechanic, huh? How much were they charging for the Ogre DLC? Because man, Ogres are shit. Guess they didn't charge enough. Ogre were only €12. Damn. So they need like another couple more euros so they actually be a proper faction. Feels bad, man. Maybe in the rework in 2027. Which will have more detail before setting them off to work in mining outposts to harvest raw materials. Raw materials are crucial for the Chaos Dwarfs empire building and necessary for constructing the more advanced buildings and structures. Beyond that, they can be converted into armaments that unlock the true strength of the Dwarfs' fiery military. Every time they do stuff like this, they gotta be careful, because some of these mechanics feel like they should be like part of the core game, where everybody has a use of it, and not just a couple of factions that will just stand in the clouds above 80% of the other factions. Or something that should have been like a base thing in the game, all of a sudden it's just part of a new mechanic just because they spent 2 or 3 weeks more on working on the new faction than they did on stuff like Ogre Kingdoms or the Lizardman. Costs, let's not forget the power of the treasury. Earned by winning battles, constructing outposts, utilizing factories, and selling armaments via convoys, the Chaos Dwarfs and many avenues which earn some serious coin, and it's up to you to ensure the gold keeps on flowing. Hello, is this about Dark Elf Slave mechanic rework? Absolutely, you're come to the right place. How much was the Tomb Kings when it came out to Warhammer 2? I think it was 17 or 18 bucks when it was released. This is the Tower of Zharr. Sorcery District, Military District, Industry District. Well, looks like some big mechanic here. It was 17.99, I think. 17.99. Tower of Zharr looks like one of the mechanics. Stands tall within the Chaos Dwarven capital of Zharr Nagrund. It's a political battleground for Zharr, and key to their success is as an almighty faction of Chaos. Vying for seats within the tower will grant a diverse range of bonuses and rewards to the Chaos Dwarfs. It also presents an opportunity for some competition between the factions outside of warfare thanks to multiplayer compatibility. adding a cooperative edge to the campaign experience in the form of districts. Districts can benefit the entire culture of Chaos Dwarfs, encouraging all to work together to enhance Zharr's Nagrund for everyone's benefit. Zharr Nagrund. Is that the capital of those orcs that are right above, next to the Clan Rictus? Districts can benefit the entire culture of the Chaos Dwarfs, encouraging all to work together to enhance Zharr Nagrund's welfare. And the chance to experiment between a variety of playstyles and try your hand at some sneaky diplomacy with the potential for some serious backstabbing. Our Zharr is one of the most in-depth, unique, and versatile campaign mechanics in Total War Warhammer to date. Battles. Stand tall with bull centaurs. During the Legion of Asgore, the Bull Centaurs are monstrous addition to the Chaos Dwarf roster, rocking the upper torso of a Chaos Dwarf and the body of a ferocious bull. These powerful melee combatants are fearsome beasts thanks to their high armor and favorable stats, can play both offensive and defensive roles, but don't let their hulking size or preference for great weapons fool you. They are most definitely keen-witted. So gonna be very easy to shoot, especially with guns. Lamasu. Bounding across the battlefield on 4 legs isn't the only way to maneuver your units. The Boltaurus is a gigantic monster with again the body of a bull, but this time coupled with the membranous wings of a dragon, ridden into battle or flying solo. The Boltaurus burns with horrific intensity. Weapons that strike it liquefy into molten metal. The monster set the ground ablaze as it moves, ready to devour its foe's whole. All these things supposed to be below here. Huh. It's like some kind of concept art. The more commonly spotted Boltaurus, Bale Taurus, won't be the only one on the battlefield, however. The Great Bale Taurus, reserved for the most powerful Great Dwarfs, will be on for those wanting to go bigger. Bull Manticore. Alternatively, the Lamasu, which is thought to be a rare and interesting mutation of the Great Tauri, is not being of rage, but instead a manifestation of Sorcerer's intelligence. Not as powerful as its cousin in combat, the Lamasu is instead able to employ magic, launching fireballs at the enemy. Boy. Or transporting allies on shadowy mounts in a blink of the eye. Alternately, as they are blessed with uncanny insidious charisma that can befuddle enemies, they may simply choose to let death creep mysteriously through enemy ranks. Ooh, sounds like Morse engine. Up next. So, Chaos Dwarfs and other factions get reworked. Oh man, it's gonna be sad stuff if they just list Chaos Dwarfs and all other reworks, man. There's been chaos for the last year of this game and nothing else. We'll be sharing a more in-depth look at the Astargod Ironhand and the gameplay elements discussed above in the upcoming Forge of the Chaos Dwarfs showcase, so keep an eye on the official War channel and our socials for further info. Beyond that, we got more blogs and videos on the way very soon, showcasing our other 2 Legend Lords and the Forge of Chaos Dwarfs. And we'll of course have a full set of patch notes when the Chaos Dwarfs arrive in update 3.0 April 13. I mean, it's a 3.0 update. It surely have a rework for a Immortal Empire's faction. It surely has it, Copium. They can have at least a miracle patch without reworking Warhammer, you know, one of the Warhammer factions. It just can't be Chaos Dwarfs. And it's been 5 months and not even a word about somebody getting reworked. That's gonna be very disappointing if they haven't reworked a faction after a year. Elich, why aren't you sharing some of that good copium with us? I have a small dose left. It's all I got. It's all I got. Did they release something else than this? Something was released 39 minutes ago. 22 minutes, holy shit, that gotta be the longest video yet. Must have new people working on this shit. Is that on Steam again? How the hell does people play Warhammer 3 with 6 GB of RAM? High King speech at this hour.
Fellow Dowie, a great wrong has befallen our kin.
That shit is creeping up.
Things.
Creeping down.
The Damaskron is filled with their vile atrocities. And the debt stands with them. So, my kin, take up your axes. Show these Urks and Groby the might of Karazakarak. For they come. Ready, axes! Kazakan! Ah! Take back every grudge! This is my edict as High King! We will repulse these vile creatures with our dying breath and renew the Karazhan Core.
Looks like a lot of people are complaining about the price, huh? Well, it's 2023, right? Let's watch this. Let's watch this. We'll comment on it as well. Disclaimer, this footage was captured from a pre-release version of the game that is still in development and is subject to change. Okay, got a disclaimer. Man, that dwarf is so strong, he may just murder the Black Orc. Fire killing Black Orcs, come on. Must be that guy with a magic hammer on. Fire magic buff, fire bro. Episode 1. What is it, like a TV show?
Astrogoth. No, he's not a spacefaring.
Nice, they got rid of the cringe guy.
He's a mecha-wearing, magic-wielding, limb-petrified high priest of Hashut, and he's on a mission to prove his best sorcering days aren't yet behind him. Chaos Dwarfs, what a lovely pair of words. You'll be pleased to know our angry little Chaos friends have a nice variety of ranged, melee, cavalry, and artillery units, as well as enough cannon fodder to make the greenest of Skavens salivate. Orc and Goblin laborers offer an inexpensive front line that can be used to
Man,
distract
what the hell's up with these unit cards?
your enemy's army and
Turn off this shit. This gotta be some of the worst unit cards I've seen in my life. Like, what the fuck is this? Where all this gray shit? Where the detail at? They gotta be the worst unit cards they ever done.
control the flow of the battlefield. We'll use them in our approach to soak up arrows and conceal the units we actually care about. Meanwhile, Astrogoth and our centaur boys are gonna loop around the back and harass their archers. Yep, you heard that right. Astrogoth's legs are as swift as they are utterly terrifying. We've sent our blunderbusses to flank the bulk of the orcs, and the result is a similar consistency to mushy peas.
I like the sound of those guns.
All that's left now is for Iron Hand to do his thing.
Nice, the Ikit's Club flamethrower.
Despite putting some greenskins in their place, Astrogoth is a far cry from his former glory. A fact he'll need to overcome as he consolidates
I like this pattern map, the Chaos Dwarf Wastelands.
to reclaim his rightful place in the Tower of Zharr. But proving he's the one true leader of the Conclave isn't old Iron Hand's only goal. Oh no.
Uskulak.
A way into the domain of Hashut has shown itself, and, once breached, the Chaos Dwarfs can reap the most potent power known to Demon Dowie kind. The blood of Hashut. To get there, Astrogoth will need to build a drill. A very, very big drill. Which we can upgrade
That's
into
all
level
chaos,
2
man. Who cares about this
cost
shit?
a hefty sum of raw materials. Which means we'll need a strong economy. We'll return to the Great Drill of Hashut in a little bit, but for now, what better way to amass great wealth than with great violence? We're weakened, we're outnumbered,
I like
and
this.
we're on the offensive.
This unit card is so bad. This unit looks cool. What is that unit even? That unit is pretty cool.
Outnumbered, and we're on.
Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses. Looks like their version of Thunderers. They're not Thunderers. They're more like those Katay shotguns units. Except these guys are armored. This I like this unit a lot already. Yeah, this got a placeholder. This unit cards are really bad. There's some kind of shield icon here, right? Could be a placeholder too. They forgot to the old one. Maybe they updated it, right? Is this Realm of Chaos map? Yeah, Realm of Chaos.
On the offensive. Thankfully, the lore of Hashut with its many fiery boons comes in clutch. Burning Wrath is our... Thankfully, the lore of
Astrogod Ironhead has over 7,000 health. 520 weapon strength. What the fuck, man, is this shit? Is also a wizard. Rising Grimgor. Now look at that, has even missile resistance and fire resistance. Why the fuck he has 520 weapon strength? Wizards that are melee experts are always gonna be ridiculous, so. There's 97 leadership, but they also gave him immune psychology.
Hashut with its many fiery boons comes in clutch. Burning Wrath is our bread and butter in Astrogoth's early campaign. Good damage, good range, good vibes. Who doesn't like swirling death lava?
I hope that music is in the game.
Ah, to the victor go the spoils. Another hard-won piece of the puzzle. Unlike every other faction in the world, Chaos Dwarfs know the value of hard work, the worth of a sweaty brow and calloused palms. That's why Chaos Dwarfs don't build any old settlements, no. They build outposts, factories and towers, all tools of the unrelenting machine of industry. Outposts are needed to mine raw materials, factories turn those raw materials into ornaments and gold, and towers are our sprawling province capitals. But what do we build? Well, there's a lot of factors to take into consideration, and before we get there, let's rewind a little bit and take a deeper look at our economy. That's right, hold on to your seatbelt, I said economy. Chaos Dwarfs are industrious little fellas, and that's reflected in the way we'll manage our budding empire's resources. Behold, our new major currencies. Treasury.
Damn, guys, look at this shit, man. It's like, yeah, again, I want to be negative, but look at how long that bar is. They have 6 buttons here. 6 buttons.
Our new major currencies. Treasury. Raw materials, ornaments, and labor.
6 buttons. Enormous money now. We got 5 buttons and no bar. Oh, man.
And then there's conclave influence, but we'll come back to that later. Treasury needs no explanation. It's shiny, it's heavy, we love it. Raw materials does what it says on the tin, needed for certain buildings and technologies, and can be converted into ornaments or gold in specific factory buildings. Our primary source of raw materials is from outpost strip mines, but we can also trade with it using military convoys, which unlock at turn 5. Armaments, primarily gained through factory assembly lines, armaments are used in the construction of advanced military buildings and some technologies. As with raw materials, we can trade armaments on military convoy expeditions for other goods. Labor,
yeah, we share faction stuff like that.
Tasty minerals aren't going to mine themselves. Labor directly affects the output of our raw materials. More strip mines requires more labor, and a dwindling workforce produces fewer raw materials. So keeping your control in check is advised. We can perform various actions with our labor force, increasing our gold stores or our conclave influence, or we can move labor around our sprawling empire to bolster provinces that might need the extra manpower. You may have guessed it, laborers are largely unpaid, gained from willing battles, and are usually greenskins. So, what to build? We've established that labor is important and its effectiveness is directly linked
Looks
to
familiar.
control. We need labor to mine raw materials.
They have an expanded
and those
slam
raw
mechanic,
materials
right?
To produce armaments and other goods. I've got an idea, and feel free to disagree with me, that's fine, but I envision a Chaos Dwarf empire with districts. Here, in my homeland, I see the heart of my mining endeavors, free outposts, and keeping all those
Labor doesn't name slaves? Yeah, it looks like it.
Terrible tower. Yeah, let's do that. Our next province will be entirely factories, and that'll be our industrial district. Factories are too important to sleep on though, so we'll build a mixture for now and utilize the swap settlement feature when it's district time. One of the handiest uses for labor is instant construction. For example, we can kickstart our economy by throwing laborers at it, instantly building a money pit to get those coffers flowing. Over in the tower, we'll want to work towards upgrading to rank 2 at the hefty cost of raw materials. An upgraded tower will give us access to the lava fields, where we can churn out more centaurs and the great Taurus, amongst other.
Damn, they get several tier 5
more
units.
ranks eventually leads to the Lanisu, Bull Center Renders, and the dreaded Bell Taurus, but that'll take time and some serious resources. Before we move on, it's a good idea to get some technology brewing. For Chaos Dwarfs, the technology tree is split into 3 branches: military, sorcery, and industry. No points for guessing which one does what, although our sorcery tree
And
is...
it doesn't even look like on the level of the rest of the game.
Boons. No wrong answers here. We can cater our society to fit very specific molds. Military powerhouse or economic marvel. The choice is ours. And we're going to choose a nice mixed spread. We'll start with Merchants Guild for the bonus to trade, and then we'll work towards Envoys of the Conclave in the Sorcery Tree, which will get us on good standing with our fellow Chaos Dwarfs. It'll be a
This
while
is what I'm
until
always worried about when they, create this stuff, Like the previous stuff is just... this is not going to be consistent with the rest of the game. And if they don't put shit into gear and update those older factions properly, it's just going to look bad, man, who the fuck is going to play this shit? You literally got nothing as this faction. This faction has nothing.
we need to worry about unlocking technologies with specific resources, so let's just push that out of our heads for now. And whilst we're pushing that out of our
For
heads...
our turn 1 we come... Pepple off. Pepple off. I highly recommend watching other content creators for this, because you're gonna get the biggest blue balls ever seen in this stream regarding this content.
Let's push some new skills into Astrogoths. Root Marcher, that's a given, and we'll drop points into Aspiring Presence now and Featherant Fodder later. I'm going to be playing quite cannon fodder heavy, and it's nice if your meat shields don't run away. At level 12, Astrogoth can unlock this lovely little joy, Master of the Conclave. Being quite so angry, expansive, and repugnant, the Chaos Dwarfs get a fairly bad rap abroad. Anything we can do to soften that image will be handy in the long run. With our dashing Bull Centaur hero, we'll prioritise training where possible.
Bull Centaur
and then
hero, huh?
just make him a rushing Bull Centaur.
It looks like they're taking stats out of a Gore Bull.
Anything we can do to soften that image. Repugnant, and we'll drop points to heavy.
I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
Presence now and Featherant Fodder later.
Look at this. This is cool. It actually tells you what units will benefit from this. They actually list the units now, so they can't fuck it up. So if somebody else get buffed, you know, oh, what's missing? Just add it on the list here. Nice. They finally realized it, boys. They need pictures so they can work on the game properly. You don't want them books, a lot of letters and words. Nope. Pictures on every page. That's how the game gonna work better. This is cool. Technology has arrived.
I'm going to be playing quite cannon fodder heavy, and it's nice if your meat shields don't run away. At level 12, Astrogoth can unlock this lovely little joy, Master of the Conclave. Being quite so angry, expansive, and repugnant, the Chaos Dwarfs get a fairly bad rap abroad. Anything we can do to soften that image will be handy in the long run.
This is the Bull Centaur Tauruk. There's a 25 missile resistance on the base. Very cool. The model doesn't look bad. So like I've imagined the Chaos Dwarf stuff to look like, especially their armor, like black and gold with big hats.
With our dashing Bull Centaur...
Skill tree. Looking a little bit thin, still haven't fixed the campaign skills. There should be more campaign skills to choose as you get higher rank on every hero, so nothing has been done regarding that.
Hero will prioritise training where possible, and then just make him a right good stabber of living things, I reckon. What a beautiful bull man. What's his name? Zorak. I think not. Welcome to the party, Natalie. I'm so sorry.
What?
Whew, almost done with turn 1, my word. We'll just recruit some sneaky gobbos, another unit of Chaos Dwarf warriors, and some more cannon fodder, labourers. Then it's all aboard the Chaos Dwarf Express to Murderville. Choo-choo. Dang, greenskins are holed up on some prime real estate. We'll spread our attackers as
Prime
is
real
only
estate
correct
now.
and proper to assault on 4 fronts.
The Orc unit has 140
I
orcs.
know, full frontal charges with cavalry are frowned upon, but I can take them. Especially with a little help from the laws of Hashut and fire.
Those things look just like massive Centaurs.
You love to see it.
Bring back the other guy.
As predicted, Astrogoth, Natalie and their centaur children made light work of their orcish opponents. Elsewhere, we're making slow but steady progress into the din, and I can only imagine the furious indignation of the soon-to-be indentured locals.
This would be like a cool spell that one that drops. This music better be in the game.
With one entrance breached,
I mean, we're paying 25 euros. There better be some new music tracks. Extra $5 I'll pay it.
Oh, mecha body slam. Zharr's Call is once again united, and Astrogoth's quest to re-establish his dominance within the Tower of Zharr can begin in earnest. We'll set the billowing smoke
Kinda sounds like Torek, this guy.
control over our labour and contemplate where to forge ahead next. Remember, we'll be looking for a nice, nearby province to build our factories. The path to the east is tempting, and opens us up to the Mountains of Morn, though the ogres are not a force to be taken lightly. Either way, the Saberskins are less than friendly.
Ogres are not a force to be taken lightly.
Tantalizingly close, the High Pass is our most obvious choice, and though these crumbling ruins may appear abandoned, they hum with the scratching machinations of Skaven. Though is not as immediate a threat, the vampires and the orcs of the World Edge Mountain hold no love for us, and would stand fast in the face of our expansive ambitions. But not all our neighbours want us dead, and indeed our fellow Chaos Dwarfs also call these lands home. We would be wise to foster a strong relationship with
But
our
the map
kind,
has changed.
for a world that hates our very existence.
Part of the map wasn't there before.
You know what, let's just stomp on some rats.
Look at this, he sent this guy to climb the ladder, but he hasn't noticed the unit is actually bugged. Sometimes happens when going too wide, or sometimes happens generally when using the ladders. And you have to click on the unit again and change the run to walk speed, or give them the order again. Disciples of Ashud is this
classic
faction.
ogres couldn't wait their turn. No matter what direction we started in, we're always going to end up in a situation like this. At least our tower will act as a barrier between the ogres and the rest of our settlements. It's got a strong garrison, so we should be alright for now. If things start looking hairy, we can recruit an emergency lord and hope for the best. Impulsive. That's what I like my leaders to be. Anyway, we've only gone and collected a fair few
30%
influence
speed.
points. Let's say we crack open the Tower of Zharr and see what's inside. Okay, alright, I see how it is. 2 seats already taken. I guess that's what I get for savouring my rat stomping. Anyway, much like the Chaos Dwarfs technology pillars, the Tower
Looks
of
like it
Zharr
started
is
just
split
next
into
to
industry,
Boris.
military, and
In,
sorcery.
Announce of
There are 4
Chaos.
tiers, 3 districts, and a whole lot of boons to gobble down, with the ultimate prize being the confederation of our fellow Chaos Dwarfs. To unlock the next tier, 2 full districts must be completed in the previous tier. Thanks to my like-minded kin, we're well on our way to achieving those ends. Not gonna lie, I did want the Machinator seat for the bonus to raw materials. We could dethrone them, we have the influence to do so, but we're still trying to play nice at the moment, so probably not the best of ideas. I'm a little miffed, but we'll park our bum on the blacksmith seat for now. Extra ornaments is nothing to sniff at, and by any means seats aren't permanent. We'll have another shot eventually. Or we'll build an economy so vast every seat is dwarfed beneath our all-encompassing buttocks. Ah, politics. Unfortunately, we're not quite secure enough in
caravans
our
too.
economy to easily swallow the cost of sending a convoy out just yet. Not whilst we're waging 2 wars, anyway. You know what? The convoy will have to wait. Back to squashing rats.
Check, what the hell? Hold on. There's an unyielding command at the top. Why do I feel like that's the leadership radius thing? Better be something else. Maybe it makes sense because of the army's full of laborers. This guy is literally the same weapon strength as Kolek with that small hammer.
I enjoyed that. There's something cathartic about watching Skaven run for their lives. Right then. The High Pass is now our industrial district. We're not accepting labour here, instead funneling it all into our mining district, which we've now converted into entirely outposts. I've opted not to build a tower in Karagvlag. I'll use them more on my frontiers to hold our borders firm, much
But it's swung by a mecha arm. So you're saying Kolek is just an average guy with a big hammer?
like our capital's been doing with the ogres, which is good because they're not friendly. Thanks to the Tower of Zharr and our Master of the Conclave talent, we're making diplomatic headway with our fellow Chaos Dwarfs. And we may need to call in some military favours soon if the Saberskins don't calm down. Anyway, right now we've got greener fish to fry. The World's Edge Mountains is home to the Red Eye clan. More greenskins! And they're none too thrilled that we kicked their vampire friends out of the Silver Pinnacle. They're gonna be less than thrilled when we make them homeless. Positively upset when we put them to the mines. Whilst Astragoth psychs himself up for more wholesome violence, we'll have our second army begin the recruitment drive for a pair of great Tauruses.
Look at those horns, man. That looks awesome.
Taurusai? Alright, let's do this.
Those horns are
Gearing
massive.
up for one big old war. Bring it on, orcs.
Yeah, I saw unit cops.
Oh, okay. There we go then. 20 odd turns in and we've managed to claw ourselves into a somewhat steady footing. The Saberskin ogres are still causing us a little grief, so we'll likely put them down next. But by adding the World's Edge Mountains to our growing territories, we've opened ourselves up to attacks from Kislevites and our inferior mountain-dwelling cousins. Indeed, the journey ahead is perilous, and Astrogoth's gonna need a leg up if he... Oh! I just mean you could use a hand. Ah! I'm sorry. Look, what I'm trying to say is we've got a new epic quest with some stellar rewards up for grabs. The influence alone will
Let's see
set
what
us
kind of
forward,
item
but
that
the
it
Black
is.
Hammer of Hashat is a must for any wood.
Black Hammer of Hashut, huh? Hashut. Just pretty straightforward. +1 control on provinces. A bit boring, but 20% weapon strength and a decent ability. At least it's close to 4 seconds. It does have 520 weapon strength base. So this one will increase his damage quite a bit. There's a 2-minute cooldown with 32-second duration. I don't like anything under 40-second duration. But then again, Nakari's sword is like, I don't know, 14, 15 seconds. Ditch for an Ogre Blade. Actually, Shield Wizard, this is slightly better than the Ogre Blade. A Giant Sword, I would ditch this for a Giant Sword. There's a flammable thing and he has fire attacks as well. I guess this is better because of the flammable. I mean, that makes them weak to fire. This guy has fire damage as well, right? It's, yeah. Looks like an okay weapon. Nothing special.
Be Master of the Conclave. Ah, thank you, Burndin, for keeping our flying cows warm. We'll put them to good use, worry not.
Hey, Frog.
Okay, here's the deal. We've got a derailed train and a very important payload to deliver. Our task, ensure the payload arrives at the victory point unscathed. Grabby goblins and opportunist orcs will use this narrow valley to their advantage, meaning we must be vigilant. That's right, kids.
Oh, this is why we had to wait another
quest.
5 months.
We've got a replacement train up and running, and I'd wager good money we'll see our first combat on one of these two bridges. Or both. For good measure, we'll split our forces into 2 crack teams with Astrogoth heading one and Nathalie the other. Ooh, there they are. We'll set our great Taurus on their archers and take the rest head on.
This looks cool, this beastly. Hope it's not just another shit manticore. The flying bull.
As first waves go, it's immensely survivable. Bit of flanking, bit of magic, bit of vigorous stabbing, and they're running for the hills. As Astrogoth's team continues to the next ramp, on the other side of the valley, Nathalie's got a big old spider to squash. Rather them than me.
Those guys seem to be using just a large version
It's a
of the
tougher crowd
orc
than
voice
team may
weapons.
face, but nothing Nathalie can't handle. Meanwhile, more greenskins are pouring into the valley, and Astrogoth's keen to meet them. Good job, Nathalie. We'll take Team B to the next ramp whilst Team A mops up the stragglers. Oh, I think the Great Taurus might be my new favourite unit. Look at it go! So beautiful, so graceful, so moon.
And again, that sounds a little bit like Torque.
Oh right, not too far from our destination now, and the payload's yet to be scratched. Whatever comes next weekend, oh, the bars are coming in. I should shut up. Enjoy the film.
Knocked an immune at Gova instead of flying to the other screen. It is. Like, what the hell is this, man? This is pushing it, man. This is pushing it, man. Like, that so looks stupid. What the fuck is that, man? They're making like a Marvel cinematic or some shit. That was a Thor's hammer. This is not the Galmaraz he's using to kill that one thing with one hit. I don't know, this was weird. That finish was like weird.